All right. Hey, good morning, Vihan.
Morning. Wait, Hari-
How's it
Vihan.
going today?
Good morning.
All right. I just got to check that our live stream is going for you, Vihan.
Good morning, சொல்லி introduce yourself. பேரை சொல்லி அதுக்கப்புறம் சொல்லு.
All right. I've got it on there. Okay, terrific. Okay, so Vihan, it looks like you're our only performer on the program this morning.
Wow.
I'll let you get set up. Just make sure. So, are you on a laptop or are you on like a phone or an iPad?
iPad.
Oh, okay. So just make sure you've got your original sound enabled.
I got it.
Got it?
Wait, it said disable original sound.
I've enabled it. I have enabled it.
Oh, okay. Your mom said, okay, just checking. Okay. All right. So just can you tell us what you'll be playing today? And then you can go ahead and start whenever you're ready, okay?
500-year-old melody.
You're playing which? Sorry.
500-year-old melody.
Oh, hold on. I've got a different piece. Let me find it. Okay. Oh, here we go. All right, now I got it. Sorry, you had a different piece listed. So here we go. All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Wait, wait. And then and then
All right, nice work. Good work here, Vihan. Okay, this was nicely done. And this is tricky. I know there's not, right, there's not a lot of chords in this. You're not playing any chords, but it's still a little tricky. Yeah, so this is nicely done. What would you say? So having kind of played this now, what do you think is the trickiest thing about learning this piece?
uh It's about like how you repeat it, like
Mm,
two times and one,
mhm.
and then you repeat it another time, and then stuff like that.
Yeah, getting used to the getting used to the roadmap here. Um, yeah, so I thought you seemed like you were doing well with that. I was going to talk about so a couple things, right? So first thing being thinking about when you're thinking about doing these repeats, right? Um, not just thinking about the individual notes that you're finding, but like how your hand is kind of relocating around the keyboard. So that's the one thing. And the second thing we'll talk about dynamics because you were doing your dynamics um, well, and so, right, I could hear the contrast in a lot of parts. It's just getting it consistent. So first thing, right? I think it's not so much understanding the repeat situation. It's the kind of making sure your hands are getting located in the right place so the notes are readily accessible. Um, okay, so just looking at this first part, right? Your left hand is where what kind of hand what position is each hand in? So with your right, let's start with your right hand. So with your right hand, right, in this whole first part, does your right hand move anywhere?
It mostly does not. I don't think so.
No, no, yeah, you don't move at all, right? So your right hand is in, and then your thumb is on,
There's no shifting in this.
right? Yeah, so your thumb is on, right? Your thumb is on D, and you're playing all the white keys up to 5 on A. So this is a D minor. You're kind of in a D minor 5 finger position. Now, something that's a little tricky about this is even though your right hand is sitting on those keys, the main note of this song is A. So the song is in A. Where is A in your right hand? When your right hand is lined up like that, where is A?
In your right hand, not left.
Yes. Which finger is on A in your right hand?
Okay. It's on the fifth pinky.
Yeah, so this is still a 5 finger position. Just know that it's going to be a little tricky because it's going to sound like you're in A minor, even though the finger to think about I think is your pinky is guiding you with your right hand this time. So you've got a 5 finger position where you're kind of going down from tonic rather than your thumb being on the tonic note. Okay, I think so that'll help orient you. Where is A in your left hand?
C, A. Third.
Yeah, so it's your third. So your thumb is not on A anywhere, even though A is going to sound. Your right hand is covering a lot of the notes. Your left hand has 3. Okay. So, like we were saying, right, in this whole first section, nobody moves. Does anybody move between going into the next section? Does either hand move anywhere?
Uh,
Well, again, let's check out the fingers that play. So you've got A, left hand, third finger A, right hand, fifth finger A. Nobody moved. Yeah. Nobody moves there. And then on the next page, does anybody move? No. Right. So I think that's the first thing to recognize is that neither hand shifts anywhere during the whole song, right? So even when you go to the different repeats, don't think that you're having to move. You shouldn't have to move your hand around and refine the notes, right? Your hands can just hover over the notes that you need. I think that was the tricky thing about repeating is sometimes you would take your hand away and then you'd have to find the note again. Okay, so the second thing, you got a really good dynamic contrast here right when you repeated this soft. what are you doing to play soft versus loud?
Uh,
So what do you think of, I mean, what are you actually doing when you play loud versus when you play soft?
I'm basically putting more pressure on the keys.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so pressure, that's right. About pressure is sometimes right. It's kind of like if you think about that, sometimes it's after you've already dropped the key. I mean, which it can help psychologically. It's not going to do a lot to press it after you've already dropped in. So I want you to also think about, right, how do you create pressure?
How do we create
Like what makes the pressure on your hand?
Probably gravity or wind.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, you're right, right? So it's the weight, right? So don't think of it so much as the strength of your arm coming, like don't try and like hit or something, right? So let your hand drop. Gravity is way more helpful than like trying to make your muscles do it, right? So that's what when you play loud, how you get that pressure is number one, kind of feel more of your arm going into your hand. And also maybe drop from a little bit higher above the key. I say higher, not like this, but like, it's like this is soft if you fall from right on the key versus louder, you're going to start from a little bit above the key. Right. So those two things, let more of your arm weight fall into your hand and fall into the keys and do it from a little bit higher up. Right. So playing soft is the opposite, right? You're gonna let your hand fall into the keys, but you start like right on the keys, so you don't fall as far. And you also use, maybe less of your arm weight. So just think of maybe the weight of your hand falling, right? So you're still gonna fall into the keys, right? So can you try that for me? Can you start right at measure 9 and try it one time loud?
You can brush your teeth. Go brush your teeth. Go.
Yeah, and so since that's slurred, you don't have to re-drop into all those. You can just drop into the G. But feel more of your arm kind of weighing on your fingers as you do that. Oh, I broke. There we go. Now try it soft. So same thing, but kind of I would start your fingers already touching the key.
What do you want? Peanut butter? Sugar. This is sugar peanut butter. Yes.
Yeah. And remember, you can connect to the slur notes. You don't have to like redo everyone, but yeah. Nice. Okay, so that sounded really clear dynamically. So number one, did you feel like you had more control over the soft and the loud? Right. So you thought you didn't have to, when it was soft, you didn't have to guess whether the note was going to come out or not, and it was still soft. And when it was loud, it sounded like you had good control over the loud sound without kind of like it sounding like strained or anything. Right. So remember those couple things. Does that make sense? Right. So pay attention when you've got a consistent hand location on the keyboard. Make sure you don't kind of let your hand migrate when it's not playing, because then you're gonna have to refine the note. Okay. And then loud and soft was sounding terrific. So just keep that in mind as you practice future pieces. Okay. All right. Sounding great, Vihan. I'll see you next time you play. Okay. Have a good weekend. Happy Friday. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.